growing up, my dad and I never had a good relationship. We weren't really on speaking terms for a little while, and if we did speak, it was never good. Um, I grew up thinking that I would never have someone to walk me down the aisle, never have a father-daughter dance, or just be like a daddy's girl. Well, all that changed when my stepdad came into my life, John. He came into my life when I was around 14 years old, so I was a teenager, and I was in some serious need of guidance. He stepped up to the plate when he really didn't need to. He could have just kind of turned and walked away because my mom did have quite a few other children, so he could have easily just left. There's a quote, and it is, "A step-parent is so much more than just a parent. They made a choice to love when they didn't have to." So that kind of goes back to him. He took me in with arms open wide and never really thought twice about it. When I was growing up, I kind of was forced to go through a lot of things that most teenagers or little kids didn't really have to go through. I was forced to grow up a lot faster, and for a while I only had my mom on my side, and my mom is amazing and she did so much for us, but you know, a girl really needs a dad. So, like I said, my dad and I never really had a good relationship. And so when John came into my life, he was really like that dad that I needed. And he always did his best to support me. And if he didn't really like the decisions I made, he definitely let me know. But he always explained why. He always explained why he didn't really support the decisions. It was never like a just, nope, you know. Now he has children of his own with my mom, but before that it was just my siblings and I, and he took us all in like we were his own. And he had to work extremely hard to support all of us, and he showed me what hard work really looked like and what a good work ethic was, and he's the reason I work so hard for my family. So not only did he teach me what a good work ethic was like, but he also taught me how to be strong and independent. He taught me to get right back up and not dwell on things that you can't really change, that you don't really have any control over. So, like most dads, they're always there for you when you have a new boyfriend or when one exits your life, when you break up with one. I did have a boyfriend that ended up cheating on me, and after I broke up with him, he ended up stalking me for a little bit. At first I didn't want to break up with him, and he definitely let me know that he did not approve of that. But once I realized that I needed to break up with him, he really supported me and was right there by my side. And when my ex did kind of start to stalk me, he did what most fathers would do and went out and talked with him, shared some not so nice words, and told him that if he didn't leave me alone, he'd call the cops. So that boyfriend kind of led me to my now husband. And around the time that I got married, my dad and I were now back on speaking terms, and we have been good since. So I was able to have my dad walk me down the aisle, but I didn't want to leave John out because he meant so much to me, so I had him officiate our wedding. And this was, I feel like, a lot more special to me than having my dad walk me down the aisle, because having someone that I look up to so much marry me was really a blessing, and he really gave me an approval that way and really supported me, and that's really all that I needed in my life. So ever since he came into my life, he's always been guiding me, supporting me, and giving me advice. And I really couldn't do anything without him. He's really helped me a lot. Another quote that I've come upon as a step parent can literally turn the life of a child around. And that quote really speaks to the fact to who John is. If he didn't come into my life when he did, my life would be so much more different than it is now, and I know that for a fact. And I owe so much to him, and I really hope that this speech has shown how much I appreciate him. Thank you.